Sanjay, I'll bring you in for that. In today's highly connected world, shoppers are using a mix of digital touch points across the buying journey and expect the same customer experience across online and offline. Now, ITC Dairy and Beverages, they retail at offline stores as well as on ITC's own e-store and online chains like Big Basket. So how do you ensure the same level of CX across online and offline?
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Before I do that, I was trying to reflect on all the fantastic things I heard from all the esteemed panelists. And I was thinking, somebody selling cars, somebody selling silver, somebody selling very, very expensive stuff. My company, we are a food company, we sell 5 rupees ka biscuit and 100 rupee ka atta. So what does customer experience mean there? Now, I am a FMCG marketer, and really, you're right, Gautam, that all of us in marketing and FMCG, the holy grail is customer experience. Because for us, after the biscuit packet or the juice packet or the milk packet under Ashirwad had left my factory, I have very, very little control on what the customer experience is. I can put up a poster, I can send a merchandiser, I can put a number, ki please call up, there's a customer complaint. I can go and meet the consumer, ki bhai feedback kya raha, what can I do? But beyond that, I can't do anything. Then I thought that actually that's what the consumer requires.
Hmm.
Because unlike the world of, let's say, many of the other esteemed panelists, the FMCG consumer world is about brands and consistent experience of a brand. For example, we sell under Ashirwad Atta, which is the leader in atta in this country. I mean, the wife, the woman in Delhi or in Kerala, she wants that jab chapati when she is making with Ashirwad Atta throughout the year, she gets the same color, the same level of moisture, the same level of taste. So, what I'm trying to impress is that it is not customization. It is
Hmm.
consistency that the consumer requires from a FMCG brand, because that is what this game is about. If I'm eating, let's say, a pouch of milk in Calcutta right now under Ashirwad, I want the milk should be the same taste and thickness. And that
Hmm.
requires a different level of technical solution, digital solution, because most of the food products you and I consume and we sell are actually made from agricultural commodities.
Hmm.
And a fruit from one tree is not the same as the fruit of the other tree. Similarly, the wheat from one district is not the same as the wheat from other district. So the actual use of technology and expertise or experience is how do you really understand the linkage and how do you ensure you mix different wheat types to give a consistent experience. That is
Hmm.
one type of from a FMCG perspective. But
Hmm.
of course, it doesn't mean all is gloom and doom. I mean, some people talk about customization of the mattress. So FMCG marketers also try to do that. So because in FMCG we don't consumers don't want to beyond a certain point interact on digital, because I mean if you have a customer problem, you call up a cell company, and of course if you have a vehicle, you want a servicing to be done. It's a large investment. But after buying a 5 rupee biscuit, what does the customer want to come back to you? If he likes it,
Hmm.
he will come back, he will say, okay, let me go to another brand. So there are some vehicles which are available, for example, QR codes on packaging. So, for example, one of our brands, now every brand has some selling point. We have a brand called Be Natural, which is into fruit beverages. The differentiator is that it is not made from imported concentrates, but all the variants are made from fruits of Indian farmers.
Hmm.
There, what the team had done is that on the packaging of the juice, we had put a QR code which was giving the story of the farmer to bring in store
Hmm.
authenticity. That this is real food. And how do you then take it to your point into various touch points? I mean, obviously, I'll go back to the same point which I made at the beginning of my discussion, is that the consumers require consistency from our products because
Hmm.
they are buying a FMCG product. So the first thing is we may be selling, for example, offline, online, through ITC store, through etc. The product has to be the same high quality that the consumer requires. And the
Hmm.
reason I say that is we've all heard horror stories of unnamed shirt manufacturers selling a high quality shirt offline. And because you have to give a discount offline, you may give, let's say, a cheaper button or something like that. That obviously doesn't work for any of our industries. So, to my extent, the basic thing is my quality the same?
Hmm.
I think that is very, very critical. The second part, obviously, is that I mean, if you look at in the offline world, you have many, many touch points. I mean, from a FMCG company, and it really was played out most for us. in COVID. Because in COVID, while we all know as consumers, we went online. Digital or e-commerce, marketing, shopping, it went twice, thrice in the last 2 years. But the one problem which FMCG players, and I'm sure that even the telco players had, is that consumers were not in the mood for adventure.
Hmm.
Consumers were not in the mood to walk into a modern trade store or a general trade store and say, okay, अब 15 मिनट लगाता हूँ देखता हूँ कि नया क्या है.
Hmm.
Because you are walking into a store and saying, I am taking a risk on my life. Let me
Hmm.
go and buy that milk packet and biscuit and run away from the store. So the challenge was digital really came in there because you could actually use videos, you could use content to communicate new offerings. So I
Hmm.
think that is what is there. But the basic summary of what I'm to impress is that basically in the FMCG world you can have 5 brands.
Hmm.
Just like Unilever has 8 brands of soaps. In biscuits, we have, I think, 9 sub-brands. Each sub-brand is customized to a unique customer taste, TG, audience. But it is important that that one sub-brand has to be extremely consistent this year, next year, and the year after in every of the 5-10 crore packets in terms of the taste, the positioning, and the packaging.